Yeah,
let's get this podcast rolling. Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Latinas Power Talk. Thank you so much for joining another week, amigas. Today, I am super excited because we have not one, but two guests this week, and they are sisters. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, we are at Terra Cactus Boutique here in Goodyear, Arizona, with none other than the Terra Cactus sisters.
Yes.
How are you?
Good. It's so cute that you said Terra Cactus sisters because everybody's been calling us that lately.
Yeah.
Or the TC sisters.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love that. Yeah.
Yes. Gio and Tanya, thank you so much for being here. How are you guys?
We are great. We're so excited to finally do this.
I know.
I'm like, I feel like
so
we've been
excited.
like trying, and now we're like,
but now the timing's right. I
Yes.
believe in perfect timing, and it
For
was
sure.
meant to be. It's been a year.
Yeah.
A full year.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I was just talking to somebody earlier. She just celebrated her 6th month. I told you I was at House of Honey earlier. And I'm like, dang, I tell people, like, we just celebrated a year. When people ask us, how long have you been here? I'm like, a year. It just sounds so crazy because it feels like we're just getting started.
Yeah.
Like, but then we look back and we're like, we've been through a lot in the past year. So, like, we really quantify it
Maybe
month by
we're
month.
just
We're
trying to look
it's been a
past
lot.
that is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it just seems so like, I don't know.
It's
it seems so
fast.
fast.
I feel like the first year of any business is probably like one of the most difficult because you're trying to get a
so
sense
hard.
of like, okay, what is my branding like?
So hard.
You know, like expenses and everything.
Yeah.
But what got you guys started in this? Like, did you guys always growing up say, you know what, one day we're gonna open up a sister boutique?
No.
Or like, no.
We never said that. We were always into fashion. So on our website, we tell the story of our mom. My mom has always, like, since we were little, sewn our clothes. So we would go, we're from California, so we were always like in the downtown fashion district, picking out fabrics. We'd watch her sew everything.
Wow.
So we've always had like that passion for fashion.
Passion for fashion.
Yes. But no, never did we think,
No.
when we were little, we're like, we're going to open up a store. No, never. I worked a corporate job for many years before I started this, as so did she. And then COVID hit. And like we were telling you earlier, we're both moms.
Yeah.
So COVID hit. Our kids had to stay home. I was commuting an hour each way for my job, and that was just not something I could do anymore just because of my kids. And then it was like I was working this corporate job, which I loved, but it was also so taxing on me and my family. And like I said, I was commuting, so it was so much time spent and given to somebody else where I'm like, it just put things into perspective. I know everybody says COVID changed me. It really did. It changed both of our perspectives. We're like, what's really important? We know we want to stay home. My kids are getting a little older. They're 15 and 16. I'm like, tengo que estar en todo, okay?
Yes.
I have to see what's going on.
Especially in this world we live in now, it's like you gotta be
and especially
there.
at that age.
Yes.
Like, I'm not a mom, but like I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh, we're having like serious conversations now. It's not like, oh, you knocked over that cup, you know? It's like we're having serious conversations that could change your life. And I know I need to be more present.
Yeah.
I don't miss any, both my kids play sports. I'm like, I don't miss sports. That's one rule I always told myself. Obviously, sometimes things happen, but for the most part, I never did. But then as it got bigger, I'm like, I need to know who they're hanging out with, what they're talking about.
Social media.
Who they're bringing
What's
over,
happening online.
social media. Yeah, so I was like, I just need to be more present. So
It's hard being a kid nowadays.
It's so hard.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
we
feel like
talk
it's
about
much
this
harder.
all the time.
It's so hard. And we both have teenagers.
You just have to like live up to expectations that are like surfacing on social media, and it's just like it's so hard to have those conversations with them because at the end of the day, we were there and we were also like, you know what I mean, trying to find ourselves and trying to figure out who we are and like.
But we
with
didn't
them,
have a camera in front of our face, you know.
Exactly.
For them, it's
we were
even
trying
harder.
to find ourselves, like kind of like
But
on
we
our
were
own
there.
behind
On
closed
our own,
doors.
yeah,
you know
nobody
what I
had to
mean?
know what we were going through. Now everything's social media, right? Phones.
Yes.
And you can't do anything with somebody like judging you or like bullying you even, you know, like.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. And as a parent, you know, her daughter just turned 18. I have a 15 and a 16-year-old. We're having those conversations and they're difficult, but at the end of the day, they need to be had because I'd rather say, you know, at least we had talked about it. You can't say you didn't know, you know?
You can't say my mom didn't tell me.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like you build that relationship with them now where they're comfortable telling you these things.
Yeah.
And versus like you just kind of like not building that relationship and not being there all the time where they're kind of like, I can kind of get away with that. Now it's just kind of like, okay, Mom, let's talk about it, you know?
Yeah. And it's cool. Like our kids are like, oh my God, my daughter's like, oh, I have tea for you. And I'm like, girl, what's the tea?
Spill
Like,
the
let's
tea,
talk.
sis.
But
Yes.
then I'm just like, well, don't get it twisted though. I'm still your mom. You know?
Yeah.
So
How do you I've always wondered, because like I said, I'm not a mom, but I always like, that's always been in the back of my head of like,
Yeah.
how are you a friend where they can confide in you and
Yeah.
be like, mom, I gotta tell you tea, but also like, how do you make sure that the line is still there of like, I'm still your mom at the end of the day?
I think for me, my kids growing up, like when they were little, they always respected me. I think people are like, what? But I'm like, your kids gotta fear you a little bit. I fear my mom till this day. Like, I try not to even curse in front of my mom sometimes.
I know, my dad, I'm always like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like she can still turn around and backhand me at any moment.
Yes.
So from very little, it was a sense of respect, especially in our culture. My husband and I raised our kids very old school, very traditional.
Yeah.
He's from Guatemala, same way. So he was raised very traditional. So we said we're going to do the same. And I think this generation now, some kids are a little softer. And so some people didn't understand our parenting style. But I'm like, for me, this is all I know.
Every kid needs a different mom, like a different you, right? Like
Yeah.
you need to be able to say, okay, this kid's more sensitive. I'm going to speak to him this way. This kid needs this from me. I'm going to be this person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You kind of have to shift a little
and
bit.
when we were little, it's just kind of like, you get what you get, you know, like you're going to get me as
Yeah.
a mom and you're going to listen. That's it. Now it's kind of like, okay, what do you need? Or like understanding.
Yeah.
I feel like that's important. And I always tell people, ask me, cause I have an 18-year-old, they're like, why is Mia like still like asking you for permission? Or like, I'm like, it's because I've never let my foot off the gas. I'm always there.
But it's also
I'm
a
always
respect
like,
thing.
Yeah,
She
I'm always like,
respects you.
Mia, what are you doing? What are you, like, I'm in her business. And I don't care. Like, she'll understand me one day when she has her kids.
Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Do it out of love.
and
We'll still understand.
and I think that's why she respects me, because I make sure I'm
Yeah.
still there and I'm still reminding her, and you know.
And I
Yeah.
think you're right. Like, every kid needs a different type of parent.
Yeah.
Because I know how my parents raised me was much more tougher
Right.
than how they're raising my sister.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, because she's a completely different person,
Right.
you know? But
And
I
she's
think,
growing up in a different time, you know.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
people can take the toughness.
Yeah.
Like, I could take it, my sister doesn't, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
she cries.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's different.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh, like, I love all these parenting tips.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah.
But tell us about the store. What does the store mean to each one
Yeah.
of you guys?
We never even finished telling her how this came to be.
Yes.
We were talking about
Exactly.
LA.
Whose idea was
I
it?
know.
Who
Her-
was like,
this
you know
one
what?
over here.
You. Okay, Tanya.
I was very comfortable.
Okay, so what happened was, when COVID happened, I was trying to work from home, but it was just difficult, you know? And so I was like, at the end of the day, my kids come first and they need me. I have 4 of them. Like, can you imagine them all being home? And they
Yeah.
needed me. So I actually have a party decorating business as well. And my sister, she's the one that pushes me to do things that I'm out of my comfort zone for sure. And so she's like, Tanya, like, just do the balloon stuff. Like, just do the decorating stuff. You already do it for our family. Like, start charging, put your pricing
Yeah,
together.
she was doing it for free.
You know?
Oh, no, girl.
And I'm like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
are traveling to where? North Scottsdale for a friend.
And there's like such a demand for
Absolutely
that.
not. Oh
People
my
will
gosh.
pay good
Oh
money
my
for
gosh,
that
yes.
stuff.
So all her friends were hitting her up, like, hey, can you do that? And she's like, yeah. Tanya is a giver. If you know her, she is a giver. I am too, to an extent.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'll give up until I can't
Until
anymore.
here.
Hay una rayita y te estás pasando. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to keep it here. She will be like, I will do it, you know, whatever. So at one point I was like, all right, so we're going to turn this into a business. You're not doing it for charity
Yeah.
anymore.
Yes.
So I started
Yeah.
doing that. And then during the week, so that was on weekends, right? Parties happen on weekends. And during the week, I was home and I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I need to make some money. So I applied to work at a boutique. It was also a startup boutique. So I learned a lot of things. And I was working with them for a while. And then I ended up leaving. And I come back and I tell Gio, like, hey, I really loved working there, but I feel like this is something we can do together. And
She kept telling me, like, 1 month here, like, Gio, we can do it. And I'd be like, no. Gio, I really think we could do it.
So she had to convince you. You took a little convincing.
So it's not, yes. So here's the thing about me.
That's what I was about to say.
I will not do something 99%.
Okay.
I have to be 100% in.
Like, I
or I'm
literally
not
had to
doing
put a
it.
PowerPoint
Yes.
together and be like, this is my presentation.
Your business pitch.
Do you accept?
Yes. Yeah, she was pitching it to me, and I'm
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
Okay.
and for me, if I don't feel something, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I do not.
But that's a
I
good
have
thing
to
to have.
put my
Yeah.
stamp on something.
Yes.
Because once you have 100% of me, I am full
All
throttle.
in.
Like,
Fully
I am
invested.
all in, but like times 10.
So what did it take for you to reach that 100%?
I think I started seeing the vision. You know, she planted the little seed in my head.
I would just like mention things here and there. I'm like,
Yeah.
Joe, look, if we do this, we can do this. And she'd be like, okay.
So at that
If
time,
only we had a boutique.
I know.
Yeah.
I think at that time I also owned a business. So
Okay.
after I left my corporate job, I started a business. I owned it. I was working that. It was in sales as well. But I was like, damn, I miss the interaction of a lot of people. My business, everything was through the phone or computer. Hardly ever saw people. So I was like, I missed interaction. Then she planted the seed. And then I started thinking about it. I started running some numbers. I'm a very numbers-driven person. I'm very
Yes.
logical. So she sees me on
Pull
the
out
computer
the
sometimes.
spreadsheet.
Yes, I have
This
a
girl
spreadsheet for everything.
runs reports every second of the day. I'm like,
Yeah.
Joe, what are you doing? She's like, running a report. And
I'm like
okay.
seeing how something's trending. She's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But so at one point we were sitting outside in my backyard. I remember this.
We're
It
having
was
a little drink, some drinks.
It was me and my
Ooh, that looks
husband.
like courage.
Yeah, it was my husband and I, her and her husband, and we were just talking about it. I don't know, one thing led to another. We came up with Terra Cactus
Yeah.
right there and then.
Wow.
And then
Yeah,
that got me
it's true.
excited. I think once we said the name and we're like, we can so do this. Also, the other part of it was the reason why this store, the way you see it, the way it came to be, we needed something. We needed representation. Okay, so there are boutiques out in the valley. They're beautiful. It doesn't look like our store because they're not us. We are the only Latina-owned boutique out in Goodyear.
Yeah.
And we were like, I love fashion. I love a certain type of fashion. I'm a mom. I'm also a businesswoman. I want to dress a certain way. There's not a lot of boutiques I can go to where I feel like this is my
is for
place.
me.
I'm really comfortable. You know,
Yeah.
even sometimes like walking into a place, I'm like, the
This ain't
vibe.
it.
The vibe is not right for me.
Yeah.
You know, so then I walk out. So I started envisioning a place where people can come and really feel comfortable with us. And I feel like now, like leading up to it, I think now a year later, it's that and more.
No,
Because
I agree.
there's girls that come in here, oh my God, we hear the craziest stories.
Yeah, there's people that come in here just to hang out
just
and
to
talk.
hang out.
Oh,
These
I love
couches
that.
where we're sitting, it's like, please come hang out. Do you want a mimosa? Do you want a White Claw? Like, they're on deck at all times. Do you want a coffee?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want us to hold your children while you're shopping? And so many moms, we built this shop for people like us, people that look like us, people that are our same age, that are in the same stage in life. And that's our demographic. And I think we've really honed in on that now.
Yeah.
You really have, because so when I walked in, a little background knowledge, I came in to ask you guys a few weeks ago if you guys wanted to be on the podcast, and you guys were doing a live, and I
yeah.
remember I
Yeah.
parked outside
Yeah.
and I follow you guys already on Instagram, and I was like, oh dang it, they're on live. So I clicked on it, being outside parked, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I'm not gonna walk in because you guys were both like trying on different stuff
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
had in the store, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a minute. And I was just seeing the live, and you guys were interacting like, oh yeah, hi Martha,
Yeah.
hi
Yeah.
Sarah, like hi
What's up,
so and so,
girl?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think you guys have really built that community of being someone that, like, especially in the West Valley, it's so needed.
Yeah.
I grew up in Goodyear.
Yeah.
My mom lives down the street from
Yeah.
here, and there was
Yeah.
nothing like that in the West Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nothing. If we wanted to go buy like something for homecoming or something for a dinner or something, like
have
you
to
have
go
to go to a
somewhere
mall.
else.
Yeah. You have to
Right.
go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's like having someone that not only looks like us but
Yeah.
understands us
Yeah.
too.
Well,
and is
it's in
so
our
welcoming.
culture, you know, to always
Yeah.
welcome somebody.
Exactly.
And I've
Yeah.
been to places before where you walk in,
They don't even
nobody
acknowledge
says
you.
hi to you.
Yeah.
Also, they're like judging you, like, are you going to buy something or not? That's what it feels like. And that doesn't feel nice. And Gio and I, from the beginning, we said, we will never make anybody feel uncomfortable. Like, no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
say hi, we'll talk. And I feel like that's what it is. A lot of people give us feedback, and that's always like our favorite feedback is, I felt so welcomed. Like, I felt
Yeah.
like you guys actually cared.
Yeah.
Like, you gave honest opinions, and we're like, yeah, like, that's all we want for you guys is just to
Yeah.
like, you know, feel comfortable.
And there's
Yeah.
so many stories. People have messaged us all the time, like, you guys make me feel so good about myself. There's this one girl that is now here weekly. She's like, I've never felt this good in any clothes before. And I'm like, that makes
That's
us
beautiful.
so
That's what it's
happy,
all
you know,
about,
because
yeah.
now we have a customer for life. And at the end of the day, she's telling other people about our store.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah.
people are telling other people about our store. It's like slow and steady wins the race for
Yeah.
us, you know?
I feel like sometimes as Latinas we're criticized, and I just heard this myself like a couple of weeks ago, of like oh, you put too much thought into your outfit, or you put too much thought. Why do you need makeup? It's like, you don't understand. We're not doing it for you.
Right.
We're doing it for
us.
ourselves.
Yeah.
For us to feel confident,
Right.
for us to feel good.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, and it's all perspective at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know, too. So it's like, if I like this, then you know what? I feel good in it. Mind your business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm the same way. I told somebody once sometimes something, and I said, when I dress myself, it's for me. It's not for my husband. It's not for
Yes.
anybody else. I mean, it's nice when he's like, damn, you look so nice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's for me.
Right.
It makes me feel so good about myself. You'll never catch me at the grocery store looking like a bum. And that's just, I think that comes from our mom too.
Oh, yeah.
She
My
made
mom
a-
till this
she-
day, she's like, "Guess it's a chongo," and I'm like,
Oh, the other
Mom,
day
I'm
she
hot.
we were working in the back and it was so hot and we were clothes ready. So her whole thing is like putting her hair in a bun.
Yes.
she hates it.
But she like,
hates
I'm
it.
like, go on stories and tell people what we're doing. And she replied, she's like, ese chongo. And I'm like, she's
Oh,
like,
no,
yeah,
because-
she's on it.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
we love that on it. She made us who we are, you know,
Yeah.
like call us bougie, call us whatever. But she's like the ultimate queen. Like you will never catch my mom looking any type of way, but
Nice.
put
That's
together.
goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
cool.
I was also going to mention about the boutique and opening. Gio and I know that we're never going to let this fail, you know? And I feel like that's one thing that comes from us Latinos. It's just like you give it your all.
Yeah.
And you don't let it fail,
No hay de
you know?
otra,
And so
No hay de otra. The other
Yeah.
day we were watching the Canelo fight on Saturday. Also, happy Mexican Independence Day
Right.
today.
Happy
Mexican Independence Day,
Yes, we
everyone.
were
Where are the
so
margaritas?
excited.
Just
Yeah, I
kidding.
know,
I know.
right? And at the end of the fight, he said something like, todos dicen que no podemos, pero somos los que más podemos.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, I got
hell
chills.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I heard, I'm like,
Gio
put
and I
that
started
on the stories
screaming.
right
We're like,
now.
love that.
Because it's so true.
Yeah.
So many people doubt you. You know, in this business, we've learned so much, and we've
Yeah.
learned who writes for us, who doesn't, whose radar we're on, you know.
It's really
and
easy
it's
to
like-
catch on to like
it's
people
so
who
easy.
say they're for you just
Absolutely.
because it's a post or it's a comment or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, okay, who can I actually call that I know is going to be there for me through
yeah.
thick and thin?
And who actually believes in us. And we've learned that. We've learned that the hard way. We've had relationships where in the beginning, you know, we were popping up, we're doing pop-ups, and everybody was like, oh, you're so cute. Like,
Yeah.
your business is so cute, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you just wait, girl. And we
The
were
proving
genuinely
people,
excited.
like, showing people who we are is just like the biggest satisfaction. You don't even have to say anything. You don't have to stoop to their level. You don't,
Yeah.
have to match
but it's
their
like
energy.
people who we thought were genuine
Right.
friends.
Exactly.
The minute
Right.
we announced our store opening,
It's like
because we were just popping up,
they
we were
disappeared.
on their level, you know? The
How do you
minute
guys
it was
not
crazy.
take that personally? Because I feel like it's
Yeah,
something that I
you
still
do.
struggle
Yeah.
with.
You do take
of
it
just
personally
like,
'cause we're
oh, shit,
human.
I thought you were my friend.
Right.
You know?
So it took us a minute. So it's like, dang, okay, step back real quick. Let me analyze this. I'm very analytical. I'm like, let me analyze this. Okay, that relationship was fake. Let's move forward. And sometimes it's hard because we'll get stuck sometimes. Like earlier, we were just having a conversation,
Right.
and I'm like, Tanya, we are on our growth journey.
Right.
And we cannot look backwards or next to us to see what the other person is doing.
It's just, sometimes you do see,
onward and forward,
it's
but it's hard.
really easy to see something and be like, you know, like,
Yeah.
why are they doing that?
Yeah.
but we will
then-
never stoop to where, like,
Right. We've seen people have bad reputations. I never want to be in anybody's mouth and being talked about as like a mean person or someone. We just let it go. Our hard work and what we're doing shows.
Yeah.
Our,
Yes.
our community is amazing. Like we just kind
It'll
of like
speak for itself.
and
Yeah.
honestly, I think it makes it easier that we have each other. Because
1000%, yeah.
we vent to each other. If something goes wrong or someone did turn their back on us or someone stopped
Or
you know,
started
supporting
copying or
us or
whatever it
whatever,
is.
we're just like, Gio, you know, like we're business partners, but we're also friends, you know, like
Yeah.
we're best friends. We talk about everything. So I think that makes it easy, you know?
that makes it easier because we're sisters. So then you add in that layer of being sisters where we're brutally honest with each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes people listen to us and they're like, damn, like, no,
So
that's my
how do you-
sister. We can
how
talk
do
to
you-
each other like that.
How do you guys balance like being sisters and family and then just like shutting the business off for like moments where you
It's
guys need like
hard.
how do you guys
It's
do
so
that?
hard. Yeah.
Like, honestly, from the beginning, and this comes from Gio's very business mentality. I'm more
Business
like
savvy.
creative. What are we doing? Let's build
Which
this
is a good
place.
balance.
Oh,
The perfect
both
balance.
sides.
That's
Yeah.
another reason why we knew that this would work.
And why it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When our brains come together, it's a good thing. So she said from the beginning, she said, when we're in here, it's a business. We're business partners. We're not sisters. Out of here, we're sisters. You know your role in this business, and I know my role in this business,
Yeah.
and that's how it's going to work.
And I think for us, I mean, it might not work for other people, but for us, it was so important to set those expectations
From the
very
beginning.
early on, even when we launched. So we launched online a year prior to us opening the store. Even when we were online, we said, this is my role, this is your role. Obviously, we cross sometimes, you know.
Right.
She's a creative person. I can run you numbers all day long and tell you how our store is performing. She's doing the reels and telling me how to act a fool sometimes. And I'm over here, like, looking at the insights on Instagram, like, dang, did that hit or did it not hit? You know what I mean? So it's a good balance. Sometimes I'll jump on social media. I don't really like showing my face a whole lot on there.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I'm like, okay, you
But the
also-
people
you-
love
yeah.
her.
Yes.
It's so
she always
annoying.
says that.
I'll do reels and stuff.
She's
but
like,
then
it's
I'm
so
like,
annoying.
It is, because I'll do a
So
reel,
funny.
right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Gio does a reel and it's like thousands of views, and she like didn't even want to be on the video. And I'm
You
like,
know why?
okay.
I think now that I'm older, I don't take myself serious. I'm just like, I don't care.
It is what
put
it
that
is.
And the
on there.
funny
Yeah.
thing is,
Yeah.
when we were younger, she was so serious.
Oh, I
She
was
was
so
too
serious.
mature for her
Opposite.
age.
I was so
and I was the
serious. Yeah.
goofball. So I'd be like
Yeah.
joking, and she'd be like, be quiet.
Yeah.
And
now the tables
it's
have
opposite.
turned.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
now I'm kind of like, I get so embarrassed, and she's like, I really don't care,
I'm
you
like,
know?
I don't care. You can post me
Yeah.
freaking twerking on this chair for whatever. Like, I do
Yeah.
not. I mean, I do care, but I don't. Before I did, I used to care a lot what people thought about me. Now I'm so confident in myself and our business and what we're doing. And it took a lot of healing, a lot of
It takes a
just
lot of work.
mental work on myself to go through that and really say, I don't care. And sometimes I am gonna look like a fool. And you know what? That's who I am. Take it or leave it.
Have you guys learned things about each other
Yeah.
that you didn't know?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
What's probably like one of the most like
I'm trying to
surprising things
think.
that you each have learned about your sister?
I've learned that, so it's funny. So I always say Tanya is a creative person, but I've learned that she's also a perfectionist. And I think that comes
That's
through
funny.
thinking, like wondering what people are going to think when she puts content out.
Yeah.
It has to be perfect to her. To me, girl, I'll take a picture and be like, this looks great. Let's slap it on there. And she'll text me, she's like, that doesn't go with her.
The
and I'm
colors,
like, my
it's-
bad.
it's bugging
So
me.
I've learned, I always get the feedback that I'm a perfectionist, which I am. I could be like a little OCD about stuff, but she also is. And I hadn't learned that about her until I started
now.
working with her, and she needs things to look a certain way or be a certain way. And I'm like, okay, she has a little bit of that perfectionist in her.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Now it just came to my mind. Gio mentioned earlier how she's not a half-assed type of person. She really isn't. Like, I've learned that she really like needs to know everything.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like
true.
she asks a million questions.
Okay, I ask a lot of questions.
And I
My kids are
learned-
gonna watch and they're gonna be
But
like,
I've
yeah.
learned that she asks a lot of questions because she really wants to know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like she's just asking you something.
Just to
know.
I'm not
bug.
doing
Yeah,
it just
it's-
to question.
yeah.
I'm like,
She
no,
likes-
I really
she
want
likes to
She wants to be
know.
prepared.
Right. She likes
Yeah.
to know. She likes to learn. She needs everything to be like in order before we execute something.
Yeah.
And like, so now I've learned to work with her in that sense, because I'm not like, the reason I don't like all the business side is because I'm an overthinker, right? So if like you're running numbers, I'm like, hell no, this is messed up. You know, like I can't do this. This is stressing me out. She does it, and she will figure out a problem. I won't. I'll step away. I know that she's like I said, she's always been so like mature and on top of stuff, but I think this has taught me that she really like just needs
I'm,
everything.
like, on overdrive.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you guys balance each other out so perfectly, though. Like, if you were to be like, okay, two, like the dynamic duo, I think
Yeah.
that's you guys, because you guys have like
it's such a
complete
good
different.
balance, and everybody comes in and they're like, dang, there's so many people, customers that have said, I could never work with my sister.
Yeah.
And
A
I'm
lot of people say like, oh,
Yeah.
don't work with your family, you know?
I used to tell people that. I still tell people that.
Yeah?
But except for us, because it works here.
It's
But I
funny,
always
too,
tell people,
because
don't
I
work
kn-
with your
I
family.
honestly
it's
thought-
stressful.
Gio and I have very strong personalities.
Yeah.
Very strong
Yeah.
personalities. And I always like thought like, okay, we're gonna do this business. Like I always had in the back of my mind, but it just flows now so naturally. I think also a big thing for me, when we were younger, I wasn't taught to communicate things or express how I feel, or it was just kind of like brush it on the rug, move on, you know? And with her, she's like, we're gonna talk. And so I've learned like communication is
Yeah.
huge, especially when you're working with family. You know?
Every
like,
time I tell her, like, let's meet at the store, we need to talk, she's like, She's
Well,
like,
now
"Damn."
now I'm okay with it. Before I'd like, I'd be
It was
stressed out.
awkward. I'm like, we're not leaving here
I'm like,
until we
I'm
talk it out.
sick. Can't come in.
But I
Like,
think
you
it's
know?
at the
Yeah.
same time like pushing each other to grow.
Oh,
too,
yeah.
you know, having those
Absolutely.
conversations
Yeah.
where like
And
before.
for me, it's like soften me up. She's always been, everybody knows her, she knows she's super sensitive, like very emotional. She feels all of the feels.
yeah.
I've been, okay.
That's funny, huh? That's what that's what I feel like. Not that she needed that in her life, but that's like the whole soft side. I've never seen that part of her.
Yeah.
And me, like she's like helped me toughen up.
And I've always said there's always room for growth. You can
Yeah.
always grow as a person. You'll never stop learning, even learning about yourself. Because like I said, like there's people always talk about going to therapy, doing things like that. You can do therapy within yourself. I asked myself, why did that bother me so much? Okay, this is why it bothered me. I have a trigger there. So doing a lot of self-work has really helped me
Yes.
to really not take things so seriously too, because they would eat me up alive sometimes. Now it's like, okay, Gio, is this really a you problem or a them problem? And then I have to identify which one it is. If it's a them problem, like I gotta, move on.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do there. But if it's a me problem, like, okay, why is it bothering me
But
so
I
much?
think you need to want to learn
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You know?
And it's
Yeah.
scary.
Yes.
It's scary to
It
want to learn
is.
because it opens up a whole different side of yourself that you're like, I don't want to know why sometimes.
Or honestly, you're like with the podcast, I can openly say like I never thought I was a people pleaser. I'm like, no, because I'm a little bit more like, this is not what I want. This is not what I want,
Yeah.
especially like in my career. But I realized through the podcast of just like, it's also like, it's been therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I think I've learned something from every single guest that I've had. And through the process, I was just telling my friends, like, I was like, I feel like I do have a little bit of people pleasing, but then
Yeah.
it's like acknowledging it. Que a veces te da vergüenza of like me,
Yes.
a people pleaser. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But once you like, once the like light bulb clicks, right? Like it turns on, you're like, wait, that is me. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
And then you start to realize the actions that you didn't know
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
Of like, I think I'm a people pleaser because I feel like sometimes in business, I want to give it my all, that sometimes people take advantage and you don't know
yeah.
how to say no.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's me.
now like you are like, oh, no, that's
No.
not in the contract. No,
Right.
that's not here. Like,
Right.
no, that's a
Yeah.
no.
Also,
know?
I
It's
think,
hard.
I think
Yeah.
people don't ever take you serious until you set those boundaries.
Yes.
Right? Because they'll continue to
They're gonna take and take, yes.
until you're like,
Yeah.
no. And then
Yeah.
like you're at the end of the day, like this is your business. Like
Yeah.
this is your baby. If you don't take yourself serious,
No one
nobody
else.
is going
No,
to.
and I
Yes.
feel like this year we learned that so much. Like learning how to say no, it's so hard. Like who wants to say no, right? And I think for us now, we value our time so much, just because sometimes we're spread so thin, that we value our time so much that it's okay to say no, or to say this relationship does not work for me personally. This relationship doesn't work for my business now. And
Yeah.
it's okay to say it's not working. Whereas before we're like, oh my God, we're going to hurt their feelings. Oh
Yeah.
my God, how are they going to feel? Now it's like, yes, acknowledge, obviously be nice about it, but is it for the good of us and our business? And if it is, yes. If not, then it doesn't have a place in our life right now.
I'm taking that note down
Yes.
for myself. Like that was good. No, yeah.
It's
like,
hard, but you
sometimes
gotta do it.
I feel like because like I don't know if it's a Latino thing too. Like we're just kind of like givers and just like, okay, we
Yes.
want to keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no confrontation. That's good that you pointed out, like, is this benefiting my business how I want it to? Is this like bringing something,
Yeah.
is it going in the direction that I want?
Yeah.
Is this
Right.
person going to collaborate in the way that I want? Or
Yes.
is it not in line with the vision? And sometimes it's not. And it's fine to be like, sorry, we have a different thing in mind,
Yes. And
Right.
it's okay. Like I've told her, it's okay to have different opinions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not going to flow with what you're going for or what you're doing, but it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
This business, I know for her and I'm a mom that's very overprotective of my kids. Like, I will fight you.
Yeah.
And this business is my child. I have 2 kids. This is my 3rd child.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my business.
Yeah.
The minute I feel like you're doing something to impact my business, you're not for me anymore.
Bye. Yeah.
Goodbye. Because this is my other child. And that's how I look at it now. Like, we go off of energy a lot of the times. When the energy is not right, we're like,
Yes.
they're not for us.
Energies don't lie.
No, and
That
in
intuition.
In the beginning, we're like, we want to be friends with everybody.
Oh,
we want
yeah.
to be cool, which we're nice to everybody.
Yeah.
But we're in the beginning, we're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do all the pop-ups, we're gonna do all of these things, and very slowly we started to learn it's okay to say no, or to say this thing is not good for me. And it's okay to stop it here as opposed to letting it get further down the line and it becomes really toxic.
Yeah.
It's okay to cut off those relationships sometimes.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be in a bad way where, you're like throwing shade at somebody. It's,
Yeah.
this is not for me anymore.
As much as you want
we need to move on.
throw shade, you cannot.
So we have a little special guest here.
Did she
I
leave?
hear her.
Paola?
Paola.
Come
Hola,
say
She was
hi.
about to leave. We're
Hi.
like, we're going to drag her in. Get over here. She brought cafecito for us, you guys.
Come here.
Shout out
come
to
over here and say
Paola.
hi. You look so
Come
beautiful,
behind
like
us real quick.
always.
Because we have a special announcement.
Oh,
I heard you
So
guys
she
are
saw
spilling the
something in-
tea.
She saw something in the back.
I
and
saw
she's like,
something.
dude, she went straight for the white dress.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
I
saw
w-
it too, and I was like,
And it's funny because I was seeing the dress. Hi, how are you?
"Good, how are you?"
Good.
She went to the back. She's like, oh, this is
Yes.
pretty.
Yes. So Paola from Mexico en la Piel is here. Hi, Paola.
We're going to get her on the
at
podcast.
Shop Mexico en la
Yes.
Piel.
We're going to get her on the
Follow her.
podcast, right?
We're gonna get her on the podcast. Yes. Yes. But you guys have a special announcement.
We
Oh.
are.
Yes.
Oh my
This is
God.
kinda like-
We've been,
Let's
so
go.
In the
Paola,
moment.
since we've met her over a year ago. We started at Amor at the collective space, and ever since then we like hit it off. We're like just genuine friendship,
Yeah.
right?
Sisters I never
She's our
had.
family.
She's our family. And then when we opened the store, we're like, need her in there without a doubt. And since then, she comes in, she's always trying on her clothes, like styling them, and everything looks so good on her all the time.
Also, she's our favorite influencer.
Yes.
No, really, like, but in all honesty, like, she posts something and like we sell out of it the next day.
Yeah.
I
Because
mean,
she's
yes.
just- she's
this
amazing.
past week,
Her
when you-
style
yes.
is just amazing.
It's insane.
So this
We
is
love
going
her.
out this week. So
Yes.
you dropped your otoño collection on Friday.
Yes.
Girl, I was in a meeting and I
Girl.
was like, oh, I'm going to get to it after
In
my
a
meeting.
matter of
2
minutes.
hours after
Oh,
I came
yeah.
to the website, it was sold out.
Don't
and I was
sleep
like,
on my girl.
what?
It was intense for sure. But
It was
Yeah.
intense. It was
Yeah.
like the best intense. She sold
Yeah.
out online. Then she goes online and it's like, but you can find some
No,
pieces at
no
Terra
warning.
Cactus.
They
No warning.
stormed you over
They
here.
all
Girl, I
swarmed.
was like
Yeah.
sweating. People, I was
He
like,
was like,
my fiance needs this. Do you have chocolate? Can you get to Paola? Can she make more? I'm like, sir.
Can she
Sir.
call her people in Mexico right now?
Can
So-
she get them shipped to my
Yeah.
house?
literally.
Oh, no, we did that. We
Yeah.
got a few shipped.
And sometimes, like,
It
I saw in your
happens.
story, I think it was your
Yeah.
story that, like, people couldn't decide what color, so they just took them
Oh,
all.
yeah. They were
taking
You
both of
know,
them,
they were
yeah.
taking them all. And I saw someone
was crazy.
comment like, oh, whoever took the tinto, can
Oh,
they
yeah.
return it so I can go buy it?
Right.
It was
Miranda
crazy.
really, no, a lot of people wanted that color.
Yeah. So we were like, our heads, we're always like,
Our
as
wheels were
business women,
spinning.
we're always like thinking of what to do, right? And
Yes.
then we were like, we're doing a pop-up this weekend at Barcoa, announced that. It's gonna be so much fun. It's this Sunday. And then we were like, so Tanya and I were like, we're gonna drop a special collection for the Barcoa pop-up.
Yes.
It was just like a collection. We
We're
need
just gonna
something,
do a special
right?
collection, nothing that we haven't started, special collection.
Right.
And then at night, I'm like, why don't we have Paola drop a capsule
Yes.
collection? Bing, 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 right? I come in the next day, I'm like, Tanya,
Dream come true.
Because
don't
you
we have
want to know
Paola?
why? Paola constantly sends us messages like this.
Oh, all this inspo.
Like this outfit.
Inspo.
This outfit.
I
Inspo.
love
and we're like,
that.
we
okay,
need this,
oh,
we need
okay.
that at Terra.
So we're like, this works perfect.
This is how I worked, okay? Friday, I call her up. Tanya was here. I worked. Tanya was here. We were placing an order. And then we're like, that's when I said, I'm like, let's have Paola do a collection.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's like, hell yeah. Call her up. She starts screaming.
Oh yeah,
We
I was
love
so
it. We love how
honored.
excited she was.
So, and then she's like, I'll be there. She lives in Gilbert, mind you. Okay, we're in
Oh,
Goodyear.
wow.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm
skirt.
committed, baby.
Till what time we were here?
Oh yeah, we were here till
We were
2 in
till-
the morning.
Wow.
We were delusional.
You guys were here until 2 in the morning planning this
Cracking
collection.
up.
I got here at like
It was the worst.
6:37,
Girl.
thinking no, maybe 7:30.
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe like
I thought maybe an hour.
Oh,
Yes.
no. I told you. I said, oh, I'm just gonna be there for an hour because I need to go pick up my daughter from work. I picked my daughter up from work and we were here
And we
for
came
another
back.
4 hours.
Wow.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so
I
much
love
fun.
that.
But she picked her whole entire collection, got it shipped here. Then that's what you saw in the
Nice.
back. So
I
you
heard
heard
it
it here first. We are dropping.
Yes.
We're dropping a special Mexico en la Piel Paola capsule collection that's dropping this Sunday at Barcoa.
So y'all better be there.
Yes. And then,
Yes.
so if they can't make it to Barcoa, can they shop for it here in store?
Yes.
Yes,
So
perfect.
it'll be in store on Monday.
Well,
On
I don't
Monday.
know actually because I don't know if it's
If
gonna
it
make
sells
it back.
out, it sells out.
Yeah.
So Put it in
limited.
your schedule.
Just show up. You
Yeah,
know?
Just show up.
Yeah.
I already want. I'm eyeing a dress, so
I
I
know.
think I'm gonna
Yes.
take it. I mean,
Yes.
It's a very,
We
Very
all gotta show up in our
we all
little-
gotta.
It's
Yeah.
a very limited
It's
collection.
so cute.
It's
And
so
like,
cute.
I swear when I was seeing it, I was eyeing it on the rack, all the cute stuff, part of the collection, and I was like, this looks like something Paola
Oh, it
would
has
wear.
her name written all
It
over
literally
that. That
does.
dress,
Yes.
literally.
I know.
When it
Yes.
got here today, I was like, oh yeah, this
Yes.
is Paola.
She
Shop
called
your-
me right away, and I was like, this is not real.
FaceTimed her.
It's so beautiful.
Drop your handles, girl, so they know where to follow you. Which
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure everyone who tunes in already does. But
No. So you can find me on Instagram under Shop Mexico en la Piel. And
Yeah, and we're Shop Terra Cactus, so that's where you guys can shop
yes,
too.
but can't wait for this collab. Honestly, it looks
Yes.
amazing, and can't wait for you to be on the podcast,
I'm
hun.
so excited.
Yes.
But I'm gonna head out, you guys.
she brought us
Thank
cafecito,
you.
and she's
We
leaving.
love
Thank you
you.
so much.
I know.
We'll see you.
Bye, we love you.
Thank you so much. Thank
You're the
you.
best.
Drive safe.
Bye, girl.
Thank you. You guys are the best.
I love this.
Can you
And
close the door
exclusive.
all the way now that since you're leaving? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Another exclusive. Wow, I love
Another
it.
exclusive.
Another exclusive. I
Yes.
love this.
So that's dropping on Sunday at Barcoa.
Guys,
and
it's
then it'll
so
be here on Monday.
good.
It's very limited.
It's
very
so good.
limited quantities. Actually, everything we do in store is very limited. We only carry 6 of each style. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And we bring another style in.
Yeah.
We move stuff really fast in here.
So if you come in and you like it, you better get it because it's
Listen,
not gonna
we
be
tell
here.
people all the time, and then
sometimes they're
people
like,
second guess it. They're,
yeah.
they're like, well, I'm gonna think about it,
Yeah.
and then they come back and they're like, it's gone. I'm like,
They're like,
you
"Where's
thought
that
I was
dress?" Or
joking?
like-
We weren't joking.
Where did the name come from?
Yeah.
I want to know that.
Shout out to so we knew we wanted to pay like tribute to our culture. That's where the terra came from
Like terracotta stuff,
you know, the
you know?
barros. That. And then
Yes.
cactus, obviously, we're in Arizona.
Arizona.
And then Terra Cactus just
Flowed together.
Yeah.
There wasn't even that many like names thrown out. It was just those two.
You knew that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
and we're
just kinda like we felt
just
it
went together.
clicked.
And now we're like Team Terra, we have our Terra
Terra
Babes,
Babes.
Terra
our
Babes.
Terra Squad,
Well,
and
actually, though, some people call us Terra, like our names.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, hey, hi, Terra.
Terra.
I'm
yeah,
not, girl,
or like,
I'm
can I
not
speak with Terra? And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yes.
yeah.
come
Sure,
in.
this is Terra. Yeah.
Yeah, so Terra, it's like her, we even talk about Terra like third person.
Like a person, yeah.
We're like, oh, Terra.
I went to go see
Terra's
Terra.
paying for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Tara
went
today?
to- yeah.
She's looking great.
Or I'll be like,
Right.
oh, Tara paid for our coffees today.
Yeah. Terra's paying for
She's
dinner.
like a whole
yeah.
nother, whole nother
She's her
personality.
own person.
Yeah.
What do you guys want people to know about Terra Cactus?
Let's see. Terra Cactus, I think for us, first of all, it's a place where you can feel safe. There's so many people that have come in and have shared super personal stuff with us, and we tell them it's always a safe space. We're never gonna judge you because we've felt that before, and it's also a place where you can come and just be yourselves. You don't have to put up a facade. People will come in and say, oh my God, I saw you on Instagram. And I'm like, oh my God, I was acting stupid, but okay. Like, that's me. That's what we want people to feel. Obviously, the store, I might be a little biased, but it's beautiful.
Right.
Her and I designed it together ourselves. People are always amazed by that.
It's gorgeous.
It's
Even
so
Manny
funny.
was like,
Yeah,
wow,
they
the vibes
always
are vibing.
ask us who designed it.
Who
We're
did
like,
it? We're like, we literally,
Blood,
we
sweat,
did.
and tears, girl, in here.
Yeah. So, and my husband and her husband
Yeah.
too. But
Shout out to them.
Yeah,
They've put up with just so much with us in this store. It's
Yeah.
like they're
it's
amazing.
insane. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we just want it to be a place where women of all ages and sizes and any background can come in and feel confident. And hey, you may not find something that day for you, but just know there's always going to be a place
Something.
where you can come and hang out. We tell people all the time, you don't have to come buy anything, just come hang out. Like if you need a day to yourself,
Yeah.
right now when moms, like with kids going back to school, they're like, oh my God, I've missed you guys because they've missed like that interaction.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to feel like a place where you come in, the atmosphere, it's calming. That's another thing. We didn't want to overdo it with the amount of inventory in here. We wanted to feel like it's not overwhelming when you're
Right.
shopping, and we want it to feel like peaceful. And we get that a lot, like, God, it feels so peaceful in here, down to the scent that we have in the store. So,
And I don't think
that's what it is, yeah.
mentioned earlier that our boutique is size inclusive. That was something huge for us because you see it a lot. I mean, we saw it a lot at markets when we first started. We would be like, come check us out, because they would be peeking. And they're like, oh, no, you don't have my size.
So many people would say, you don't have anything in here
And we're
for
like,
me.
oh,
I
we
said,
absolutely
"What do you
have
mean?"
your size. Come look. And people love that because, again, like all shapes and sizes. We want to, and there is some boutiques that I've seen that like girl, we're, you know, like these things are tiny. And
Even
it's
I've
like,
gone in, I'm like, it doesn't fit me. Sometimes I'm a large, I'm an XL if I want something a little baggier.
Right.
Like,
so we
I
wanted
don't wanna
to make
feel
sure
bad about
people don't
myself.
feel bad,
Yeah.
you know? Or like if someone brings a friend and then like, we want everybody to be able to look around and find something,
Yeah.
you know?
I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see this going?
Oh my God, we have so many ideas. Like, before we even opened, we were like, Terra Cactus.
We
like,
for sure, I think in the future, see multiple locations. That's like big goal for sure. Like we want to be in different
Everywhere.
places.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't know where. I mean, even I don't know, even a different state. I don't know. We have a lot of things
we have
in mind.
so many dreams, and sometimes dreams are scary. And now being in it, we're like, I mean, we've had good months and we've had really bad months, and those bad months I'm like rethinking my whole life, and I'm like,
And then the
what am I
next
doing?
week
And
you're
the next week
good,
we're
and
like,
then, yeah.
damn, we're freaking killing it.
Yeah.
So I think we have such big dreams for Terra Cactus as a brand in
Yeah.
itself, but we never want to lose sight of how it became and what it means to people. So obviously we want to expand. We always say Goodyear is our first location. It's not our location, it's our first location.
I am so proud of you guys. Like, honestly, thank you for creating a safe, welcoming environment where all women are accepted, where all
Yeah.
women can be seen and represented through every single piece that you guys have here in store, or just like having an open space that people know, like, you know what, maybe I just want to have a little chat with you guys and
Yeah.
just like distract my mind from everything else.
Yeah.
Like, thank you for creating that environment. There's more of this that is needed, and I can't wait for everything else that you guys are going to
Thank
accomplish.
you.
Like, I'm rooting for you guys so much.
We're
Like,
so excited.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
too
much
for
for even being
coming.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Thank
glad we
you.
made it
When
happen.
you
I'm
reached
glad,
out to us,
yes.
I was like, Jill, this is the girl that's been interviewing all these
Aw.
businesses. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. And yeah, we're really grateful for
super
you.
excited.
Thank you. I feel like this week it's the kickoff of Hispanic Heritage Month, and honestly,
Yes.
like, qué orgullo ser mexicana, qué orgullo ser
Yes.
Latina. Like, I feel like you said, like Canelo said, what did he say again? Say it again, because I won't.
Todos dicen que no podemos, pero somos los que más podemos.
Yes. And it's just like,
And shout out to our mom, because a lot of people don't know this, but we're half Peruvian. So our mom's from Peru and our dad's from Guadalajara.
okay. Oh,
Yes.
Guadalajara too. My mom's from
Yes,
Guadalajara.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's Pao.
So
Yeah, I
Guadalajara,
remember.
yes,
Yes,
Guadalajara. So
yes.
yeah, so
We all need a trip to Tequila then.
We sure do, girl. We sure do. But thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Like I said, happy Hispanic Heritage Month to all of you guys. Orgullo, keep representing us, keep doing what you're doing, because we need more voices, more people that look like us out there.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
don't lose faith. I am rooting for you. Thank you so much. I'll see you here back next week on Wednesday.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Thank you.